What is the latest in the Mohammed Kudus to Arsenal story? Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. As always, if you do not want to miss daily Arsenal transfer news vids, this is the place for you. You have to subscribe down below on my road to 4,000 subscribers, and importantly, hit the bell notification button so you don't miss a future video on this channel. And please do let me know your thoughts on Mohammed Kudus' potential move to Arsenal in the comment section. I'd absolutely love to hear it. Let's get straight into the tweet brought today by Dobbo stating this: Arsenal still remain extremely interested in Kudus, but no move has yet been made. Kudus has made it clear that his preference is an Arsenal move, with Chelsea still interested in the player. Arsenal have held dialogue with Ajax and the reps of Kudus, but no official approach yet, ending with the winky face emoji. So what does this mean, guys? Because I've said before, and I've produced multiple videos on Kudus on this channel, that there is a strong concrete interest in Mohammed Kudus potentially coming to Arsenal, but no deal seems to materialise yet. Why? Well, there's a few factors surrounding this. First, of course, got David Raya deal. We know Arsenal are keen in purchasing David Raya, and there's two reasons for that. First, Arteta wants, of course, competition for Aaron Ramsey on the Arsenal goal, but at the same time, Matt Turner potentially could go to Nottingham Forest, and Arsenal are going to sign David Raya as a replacement to Matt Turner. So Arteta's looking at it like this: we can upgrade our goalkeeper position by having David Raya and Aaron Ramsdale to compete rather than having Matt Turner as a certified number 2. We're able to get Matt Turner out the door at the same time and bring in David Raya, so it'd only be a net spend of maybe around 20 million maximum. So it's good business overall for Arsenal if that can happen. So I think Arsenal are actively trying to rush the David Raya deal because they know the only way they're going to sell Matt Turner is if David Raya comes through the door. So that's the first piece of business. The other one is Arsenal need to sell. We spent over 200 million this window already by bringing in Timber, Havertz and Rice. If we sign David Raya, that could reach 250 million pounds for all we know. Arsenal need to sell. Now, we've made some sales. Austin Trusty's out the door, Pablo Mari's out the door, etc. And we are expecting potentially more. Cedric could be out the door. Nicolas Pepe potentially to Besiktas, although that would be a contract termination. So as long as the sales starts to ramp up, Matt Turner as well, as I've already mentioned, then we'll start to bring in the money to sign Kudus. Arsenal is Kudus' preferred destination. And of course, it's going to be obvious. Arsenal in the Champions League, Chelsea or not. We're a bigger club than Chelsea. I do wholeheartedly believe that. Chelsea fans may disagree. Fine, football's about opinions. I do believe we are. We've got the bigger history for sure. Yes, we haven't won as many European competitions, but history stands tall, and especially in Africa, Arsenal's a much bigger club than Chelsea. And of course, Kudus' home country is Ghana. Big up my Ghanaian fans out there. And yeah, so I think he's most likely prefer the Arsenal destination over Chelsea. And let's not forget, Arsenal have a good rapport with Ajax already. Many people don't talk about this enough. Having a good relationship with the club is important. Very, very important to get a deal over the line. And also just negotiated with Yuri and Timber, and we're very amicable in negotiations. So we've really got a good rapport and trust with Ajax, and it could be very likely we can pull off a deal for Mohammed Kudus at the same time. I think Arteta's probably sat there, and Edu as well, and Arsenal as a whole, and looked at the Kudus situation and gone, look, he's not going anywhere right now. We know Chelsea interested, but just like Arsenal, Chelsea are looking at other targets right now. So we're letting Kudus just sit there. Just sit there, see what happens. Let's chase our other targets, sell some players. And if Kudus is still there in a week or 2-3 weeks time, then we'll go back in for him. That's what I think the play is right now for Arsenal. So I don't think Kudus is... I understand a lot of us fans are thinking this is going very slow. Arsenal not making enough progress, etc. And I do wholeheartedly understand. You know, I'm feeling the same way as well. A little bit frustrated. Especially because I also believe that Kudus will be a fantastic addition to Arsenal Football Club in that box-to-box midfield role, even as a backup to Bukayo Saka at right wing. But also understand the situation Arsenal are in. It's sales first. We are making some progress from sales. Clearly, Edu's been watching my videos, but I've told him to hit the gas, speed up with the sales, because Austin Trusty's been one to go, and I do expect some more outgoings to take place in the next week or two for sure. And then after that, I do expect Arsenal to move back in for Mohammed Kudus. Personal terms should not be an issue. I do believe that those are basically practically done for Mohammed Kudus. It's all about going to Ajax and tabling a first bid, which I do believe will come in the next couple of weeks for Mohammed Kudus. If I had to say the likelihood of the transfer, I'd say about a 6 right now. I'm not as confident as David Raya deal. I do believe David Raya will become an Arsenal player. I've said that before on this channel. I think that's 100% going to happen. Mohammed Kudus deal, I'm not as confident, but I'm fairly confident. I could definitely see a way this deal materialises and Mohammed Kudus becomes an Arsenal player by the end of the transfer window. And for me, of course, I'd like to see it happen as soon as possible, before the season ideally starts. But you got to look at it from two sides of the coin and understand that there's still months to go in this transfer window, just under. This isn't a sprint, this is a marathon. Arsenal can take their time, make some sales, understand that Kudus is still there in their back pocket to potentially sign at some point. But first, make sure you get the sales out the door. Because Arteta said it himself, there's 30 players in the squad and that's unsustainable. Arsenal's got a big squad. The squad isn't as high quality as Man City in terms of the backup players. But The breadth of players are there, and that's the problem. I would trade 7 of our fringe players for 1 world-class player, and I know a lot of Arsenal fans would. So that's what Arsenal need to focus on doing. Sell, and bring in 2 or 3 quality additions. Because as I've said before on this channel, right, you don't need a 26-man world-class squad. You need 18 to 19 really elite players where they can just sub in, sub out. You got a starting 11 and then 7 players on the bench that are elite. That's all you need, really. I know in the Premier League you can have 9 subs, but let's be real, the other 2 can be academy players, etc. You have 11 elite starters, obviously. Then you have a backup goalkeeper that's good. You have 2 elite defender backups, 2 elite midfielder backups, and 2 elite attacker backups. That's all you need, in my opinion. Then you have the rest of the squad filled up with academy young players, potential players, players that you're training to improve upon. And that's, for me, is good to go. You don't need a world-class backup in every single position. I think that's a myth. I think that's a utopian understanding of football. Obviously, everyone would love that, but you don't need that. For me, you just need at least 2 backups in every single like segment of position, whether it be a defender, midfielder, or attacker. And if you have that, you're good to go in the season, in my opinion. Also, don't quite have that, but we're getting there bit by bit. And don't forget, we've got a young squad as well, so it's developing season in, season out, getting better year in, year out. And Mohammed Kudus, only 22 years old, will definitely add to that pack. I think he'll be a brilliant addition to the football club. He's a young player that's eager to learn, eager to listen. And if you've got those 2 capabilities and those 2 traits, you're going to thrive under Mikel Arteta, because that man is someone that loves to coach, especially young players. He's got the best out of them. Look at Bukayo Saka. I mean, he's gone leaps and bounds. Every time I look at Saka, I think he can't get any better. Then I watch him the next season and he takes his game to a brand new level. I've already questioned Bukayo Saka whether he can get 20 goals next season. That's my objective for him. Not 20 goals and assists, 20 goals. I want him to really contribute on the offensive end and get us 20 goals and be our top goal scorer next season, potentially. That's my aim for Bukayo Saka. But season in, season out, he gets better and better and better. And I think Mohammed Kudus, if he applies himself, which I'm sure he will, because he is a bright young boy that's got massive potential, he could really thrive in this Arsenal system. So I'm really looking forward to see whether Arsenal progresses this Mohammed Kudus deal. I do expect Arsenal to first sign David Raya, second get rid of outgoings, and then target Kudus. So there is some steps ahead of moving to Kudus. But the good news is, according to Dobbo and other journalists, Kudus is keen on Arsenal, Arsenal keen on Kudus. Personal terms shouldn't be an issue, and it's all about now approaching Ajax and getting the ball rolling in terms of bid for the football player. But I do expect some developments to happen over the course of the next 2 weeks. As always, I'll be keeping you guys updated with Mohammed Kudus news as soon as it happens regarding Arsenal Football Club. Of course, I want to keep you guys up to date with the news fresh off the block, as well as any other potential Arsenal's transfer business, whether that is sales or signings. I'm sure to keep you guys updated as soon as I hear about it. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. I'm road to 4,000 subscribers if you enjoyed. And a new one, if you especially enjoyed the content on this channel and want to become a channel member, make sure you click the link in the description. I've got a video coming out later today for channel members only, which is a preview for the Arsenal versus Manchester City Community Shield game. I'll be doing previews for every single Arsenal match this season, but it will only be available to channel members. So if you particularly enjoy the content, you know what to do. Make sure you become a channel member for only £8.99 a month. You're receiving all this exclusive content, which I'm sure you guys will enjoy. And of course, it's appreciated by myself as well, as it helps me grow the channel with the extra funds. I'll be able to reinvest back into this channel to have a better setup, to produce better videos for you guys. Drop a like down below this video, gets out to more people on the algorithm. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Take care.